What's going on, y'all? It's your man, Stephen Bardo, coming at you bright and early today. Got to run over to West Lafayette. I've got Nebraska at Purdue tonight. Big Ten Network, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys doing well this morning. I wanted to come on and give you a Flyin Illini breakdown for Michigan State, Illinois tonight. It's going to be the best game of the Big Ten, maybe one of the best games around the country this evening. And wanted to give you a scouting report on Michigan State so that you guys have an idea of what to look for when you see certain things. You know that the Spartans are doing well in this scenario, or the Illini are doing well in this scenario. So if you want to join the inner circle, that is, we call it the tribe, and Bardo's breakdown, text me 312-847-2739. Like to give people behind the scenes look at what we do from a sportscaster standpoint and Big Ten basketball, things that shoot around and things like that. So I'll give you some insight. It's free. I don't blow you up. But if you want to join, text me 312-847-2739. Let's get into it. We're talking Illinois versus Michigan State tonight. Great matchup. Michigan State coming in 7 in a row. They haven't lost since early December, have really put things together. Northwestern, I think, was their last loss at home. But this team is rolling. And the interesting thing about Michigan State is that they don't necessarily have a star, but they've got a lot of really good players. I mean, these guys are older. They've got some chemistry. They've accepted their roles, and they're rolling. Right now, they look to be probably second best team in the Big Ten behind Purdue right now. So the Spartans defensively are 39th in the nation. They don't do anything great. It's not like this is one of, you don't see any future, surefire first-round NBA draft picks from this Michigan State team. But what you have are some veterans that have accepted their roles. They're really solid on defense. They don't necessarily beat themselves a lot of times. You have to really make plays against this team. And they're a good rebounding team as usual. Tom Izzo's teams have historically been good on the glass. This is not a dominant rebounding team, but they're good on the glass. The Spartans are a good three-point shooting team led by Tyson Walker. He does a fantastic job. Joey Hauser's streaky, but you saw him hit the big three at Wisconsin in Michigan State's last victory. So this is a good shooting team. They also defend the three well. They're fourth in the Big Ten. They limit teams to 30% from the three, and this is an elite passing team. The Spartans are excellent at popping the ball around the perimeter. You'll see them get out on the break. They'll push when available. They'll push the ball ahead and let guys make plays, especially now with Malik Hall being back. He's a guy that can go inside. He can play on the perimeter. They can push it up to him when he doesn't get the rebound. If it's Sissoko or Jackson Kohler who gets the rebound, Malik Hall will fly down the court. They can get it up to him. He can make plays. So Michigan State, not the elite running team that they've been in the past, but they can run, and they do a good job when it's available. To me, this is probably the most balanced team in the Big Ten. They've got 4 guys averaging double figures. I believe Akins is just right at 9 points a game. So they're really, really balanced. But A.J. Hoggard is the most important player on this team. He made plays down the stretch. You've seen it at Wisconsin. You've seen it against Nebraska in the second half. Nebraska was trying to make a run to get back in the game. The Spartans had really dominated that game, and A.J. Hoggard made plays to get either himself a shot, get downhill, go into the post, or set his teammates up. One of the assist leaders in the Big Ten Conference. So A.J. Hoggard is really, really important for the Illini to key on. It's going to be interesting to see what Brad Underwood and his staff, who they're going to utilize, because he can bulldog Jaden Epps. He can bulldog Sincere Harris. I know Sincere is an excellent defender, but he's light in the britches. And A.J. Hoggard is a big, physical point guard. So he is their most important player. Joey Hauser and Malik Hall give Michigan State tremendous versatility on both ends of the floor. Joey Hauser's streaky. Now, he can get going. I believe he had 20 points against Wisconsin, and they'll test him early. The Spartans will run stuff for him to see if he's hot. And if he's hot, they'll continue to go to him. If he's not, they won't go totally away from them, but they'll start to try to get other people involved, like Tyson Walker, Akins. They really want to get Akins going, but watch Jaden Akins. He has not had a breakout game yet, but it's going to come. At some point, Jaden Akins is going to break out. He's too good athletically, lefty, can fly up and down the floor. He just hasn't quite gotten his confidence back because he's had some injuries early in the season, but he will have a breakout game. This Spartans team is balanced. They went into Wisconsin, and Tyson Walker didn't have a particularly good game, but they still came away with the win. So this is a team where they don't need, if Hauser doesn't play well, they can still win the game. If Malik Hall is not dominant, they can still win. So this Spartans team is really, really balanced. On the Illini side, they've got to crash the offensive glass. I know that Michigan State is a really good rebounding team, but Illinois is an elite rebounding team. And when Shannon and Meyer can get on the offensive glass, it makes it very difficult for opponents. And so Michigan State, they want to get the ball and get out. And so a lot of times the guards don't crack back on the defensive glass, and they're trying to leak out and get on the break. The Illini can take advantage of this. Shannon, Meyer, Coleman Hawkins, they can all get to the glass and make things a little bit difficult for the Spartans if the Illini can get on the offensive glass. Now, I say the Illini continue to force turnovers because they do it as well as any team in the Big Ten. It's going to be harder against this Michigan State team because there are times when you'll see a lineup of A.J. Hoggard, Jaden Akins, Tyson Walker, Joey Hauser, and Malik Hall on the floor. That's a really good ball handling, passing team. It's very difficult to force turnovers on that particular lineup. A lot of times Michigan State will have Sissoko or Jackson Kohler in the middle, and they won't necessarily have a three-guard lineup. They'll go a little bit bigger. That's when the Illini can maybe get after them a little bit. Melendez has been playing great defense, as well as Sincere Harris and Jaden Epps. They can get after him a little bit. When Ty Rodgers comes in the game, they can press up a little bit. Ty Rodgers doing an excellent job. He's got the size, strength, and ability to get after guys defensively. So look for Illinois to try to continue to force turnovers. Illini have to take care of the basketball as well. Michigan State is not necessarily going to push out and try to deny, but they're really solid defensively in the half-court set, and they're an older club. So if you make mistakes, they can take advantage of it. This is a game where Dane Danger can look to score. Generally, the Spartans don't double team on the post, and so Dane can get some opportunities and go one-on-one. Now, Monty Sissoko is one of the better defensive bigs in the Big Ten, and he doesn't beat himself. He doesn't get in foul trouble a lot. He's really sound defensively. And so what Dane can do is look, if the double is not coming, go ahead and go to work. Because a lot of times the Spartans try to stay at home defensively because Monty's so good technically, defensively. He's long, he's strong, and he just builds a wall. He'll bang you and try to keep your first option away, and he'll just build a wall. And he can block shots at times. Jackson Kohler, not as good defensively, but he's capable. And then sometimes Malik Hall will be at the 5, Joey Hauser will be at the 4, and Hauser's not as good defensively in the post. And then if you see Hauser in the post defensively, that's when Michigan State can double team because they want to try to keep him out of foul trouble. So if Joey Hauser's guarding the post, you can see Michigan State double team. But if Malik Hall, Sissoko, or Jackson Kohler are defensively in the post, Dane Danger can go one-on-one. I want to see Terrence Shannon run into the post as well, because one thing about Michigan State, their backcourt can get a little small. Tyson Walker is a tough player, but he's smaller. Jaden Akins at 6'3", 6'4", he's not as physical. So Shannon, whoever switches out on Shannon, whoever's guarding Shannon, they can run into the post and get Terrence Shannon some opportunities in the post against some of those smaller guards at Michigan State. And then the Illini, they got to push the rock. Teams that generally like to run, sometimes they struggle getting back defensively. I'm not saying that the Spartans they struggle a lot getting back defensively, but sometimes they can be susceptible if the Illini can get on the glass and push. One of the benefits of the Illini is that Terrence Shannon has really been rebounding the ball well. If Shannon gets the rebound, he can push. I heard Brad Underwood say in the press conference yesterday, they love it when Ty Rodgers is in the game, because when Ty gets the ball off the glass, he can go, and he pushes it very, very well. So the Illini, against a solid defensive team in Michigan State, they got to look for early opportunities. So get on the glass, push. It was tough to score against the Huskers in the half court, but the Illini did a good job. It's going to be similar against Michigan State. They don't do what the Huskers do in terms of the Huskers, like, they double team the post every time, and they're comfortable in rotation. The Spartans would prefer to stay out of defensive rotation. So the Illini really look for early opportunities on the offensive end. If they have to get in the half-court set, they've got to be really sound, because Michigan's not going to make a lot of mistakes. They're not going to scramble defensively. They're going to stay at home, and they'll sit down and defend. So the Illini are going to have to try to get some actions. I like the action of bringing Shannon from the right side of the floor, hit his man with a down screen, have Shannon banana cut so he's catching going to his left. He's coming from the right. He's catching, going to his strong left hand downhill or into the post. You'll see some action like that. You'll see some action getting RJ Melendez some looks from the perimeter. Also, same kind of situation with Meyer, trying to free him up on the perimeter. And I think Coleman Hawkins, I think the Spartans will key in on Coleman Hawkins a little bit. So he may not get as many clean looks as he's gotten in the last couple games. He may be a setup guy, maybe look to set up some of his teammates. But it's going to be interesting. Here's the key. Michigan State likes to get Tyson Walker, their leading scorer, going early. They look for Tyson Walker and Joey Hauser to set them up, because Hogarth is going to take over the game down the stretch. He kind of defers early in the game. He's trying to get his other teammates set up. So the Illini really need to focus on Tyson Walker and Joey Hauser early. And then, to me, Matthew Meyer needs a big game tonight. These are the type of games that you brought Matthew Meyer in for. He's a shot maker. He can create shots. He's a mismatch for Michigan State, even with their versatility. He's taller than Malik Hall. I think he can go. If Joey Hauser is on Meyer, I think Meyer can take him defensively. Joey Hauser is the weak link defensively, one-on-one for the Spartans. He is not as sound as the other guys that play regular minutes for the Spartans. So Matthew Meyer can have a big, big game. Key in on Tyson Walker early, and the Illini can find success. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I just want to give you some quick stuff. Again, if you want to be on the inner circle of Bardo's Breakdown, text me 312-847-2739. Best of luck to the Michigan State Spartans. Best of luck to the Fighting Illini tonight. Will be a fantastic Big Ten game. I hope you guys enjoy it. Tune in to Big Ten Network before that game, because that game is on FS1. Tune in to Big Ten Network at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Nebraska at Purdue. Let's see if the Boilers can continue their Big Ten dominance. Nebraska last game took Purdue to overtime and lost by 1 in Pinnacle Bank Arena. Unfortunately, Jawan Gary will not be playing for Nebraska. He injured his shoulder against the Illini. That's going to hurt Nebraska, but it's a game Huskers team. So tune in at 6 p.m. Me and Dave Refson will be on the 1s and 2s Big Ten Network. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in early. I just want to get this information to you so you have some things to look for in tonight's ball game. All right. Until next time, y'all. Holla, y'all.